Once home to America's most violent and incorrigible offenders, The Rock was shuttered in 1963, left to crumble in the San Francisco Bay. But President Trump is looking to rebuild and reopen the prison.
It represents something very strong, very powerful in terms of law and order. Our country needs law and order. Alcatraz is, I would say, the ultimate.
It's a bold new move to restore law and order. But how might it be executed, and what does it mean for America's justice system? Let's ask the man in charge, Federal Bureau of Prisons Director William Marshall. Director Marshall, thanks for joining us. Okay, everyone wants to know about Alcatraz. President Trump wants it reopened. You have the last living former inmate of Alcatraz saying he's not so sure that that's possible. So the question is this possible, and how do you do it?
Well, thanks, Laura. I really appreciate you having me on. And, I'll just start off by saying I love the way the president thinks. To have the opportunity to be the director of the Bureau of Prisons that has the opportunity to reopen Alcatraz. I mean, how exciting does that feel, And when you think of Alcatraz, you think of Fenway Park, Wrigley Field, Lambeau Field, those types of facilities. You just get that kind of feeling about Alcatraz when you think of those historical venues. And so, we absolutely think we can get it done. We've got engineering teams out there now that are doing some assessments. And so I'm just really excited about the opportunity and possibilities.
Yeah, I think it's very exciting to a lot of people. Any time frame you can give us that you think you might have this back up and running?
Yeah, well, we want to make sure we have all the assessments in place. I still need to make a trip out there as well, maybe get a look at the landscape. With the way building materials are now, everything out there currently is concrete, steel, with lighter weight materials and building materials. We should be able to have a structure that maybe wouldn't be as heavy, or the island would be able to take the weight bearing better. But yeah, I'm excited to get out there and take an assessment of it.
All right, well, we'll stay tuned for what's in store with Alcatraz. But, we hear about law and order from President Trump. So as the director, tell me how you are going to play a role in reestablishing law and order.
Well, I want to make sure that, I haven't had a chance just yet to get out to all of our facilities. I've been having briefings with all of our agency heads, all of our section heads, and getting an idea of what we have, what is reality versus perception. And so I want to make sure that I have a good view of that and a good feel for that. But the biggest thing, I want to get out. I want to get to the facilities. I want to walk the halls. I want to see our people. I want to hear what they have to say. We need to reestablish a culture, a sense of accountability, transparency, all those things that goes into every good organization. With my background, from West Virginia with the state police, also with corrections, I'm very proud of that background. I think I can bring a lot of those traits to the BOP, and I'm really, really excited to have the opportunity to push forward President Trump's agenda and to make the BOP as great as it can possibly be.
Well, we like the sound of that. Something that people often talk about is once an individual has served their time in prison, paid their debt to society, and then, needs to be reintegrated back into our culture and our society, how do you go about doing that in a better way? How do you bring down those recidivism rates? As director of BOP, I'm sure that's something you think about.
Absolutely, and one of our biggest initiatives is the First Step Act. I've already designated a specific position for an individual that will be the First Step Act coordinator. They'll be focused on reentry, recidivism, giving these individuals an opportunity to be prepared to go back into the real world. We're looking forward to adding technology to our bureau. We want to bring in tablets for all the inmates where they can still do their education, their vocation. That way, if they do have a lockdown, something happens in the facility, they can still perform their First Step Act programming. So we've got a real emphasis on that. The Second Chance Act is also in play as well. But we want to make sure that we give all the inmates an opportunity to whether they have a chance to get a job, maybe get a birth certificate, something as simple as an ID. We want to make sure we give them every opportunity that they have to be successful successful, we want to knock down those hurdles. It's really hard for some of these individuals to walk into a job interview or to walk into a DMV to get the type of documents that they need. And so we want to make sure we got everything for them that we can provide them so they can get back to having a life and getting back with their families and being better for society. And it's really better for our country. It's really a safety issue as well. And, you know, you want to have good neighbors. You want to have good people in your community. So we have a responsibility to these individuals to make sure that they have everything they need to get back, get their lives back.
Well, you are certainly serving as director of the Bureau of Prisons at a historic time. We're excited to hear more about Alcatraz, so I hope you'll come back and join us when there's more to talk about. But Director Marshall, thanks so much for spending some time with us here on My View.
Oh, thank you, Laura. Yeah, I'll be excited to report back to you and be on with you as the process with Alcatraz starts moving forward. So thank you.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.